OLED TVs ruined the LED market. Today, I'm going to tell you how, but today, welcome back to the Quantum TV podcast. I haven't done one of these in a very long time, so smack like on this video because we're getting to the point right now. So recently, I started looking around because a lot of people have been asking, hey, Quantum, I don't want OLED. I want a solid LED television. I don't want the risk of burn-in. I just don't want to live that way. So I've been looking around, and even for me personally, my wife has been saying some of the same things. She just wants something for, casual usage where we can fall asleep out in the living room, things like that. So I've been looking and looking and looking, and oh my God, it's totally ruined. It's completely botched because OLED exists. And what I mean by that is, with the introduction of OLED, the interest in making high quality LED sets anymore don't exist. It's almost like if you have, I would say, $1,000 and upwards to spend on a television, immediately OLED is going to be the thing that takes priority with a lot of these companies. Anything below that, then yeah, they'll give you what's considered to be a budget end or entry level television, but then they always kind of dick you along and say, well, guess what? You're going to have to upgrade by spending a substantial amount of money if you want a better TV. And where does that leave you? OLED. Because I've looked at the options, things like the Samsung QN90B, that's not an option. It's got a lot of blooming. And if you don't know what that is, it's pretty ugly. And it's pretty bad too. And then when you look at things like the Sony A90K, hazy, A95K, hazy. Unless, from what I hear, you jump up into the 75-inch, but not everybody needs or wants a 75-inch. So then that doesn't work, right? And for me particularly, I'm looking specifically for a 65-inch. So it gets to a point where it gets a little rough here because now your options are pretty much OLED or bust, and all the LEDs on the market right now are just kind of like, you know what, you get what you get. And I mean, and you can try to go with something like a TCL, right? But again, it doesn't have the same level of picture quality that we're looking for. It still has some of the same issues that we've been talking about, like dirty screen effect, black crush. And again, it's just not a premium processing type television. So low bitrate content looks bad, like streaming videos. I mean, everywhere you look, you pick a brand, I can guarantee you, I will tell you every single flaw that LED set has. And it gets really demoralizing, I would say, because you're looking at, the Nano series from LG. That's all a complete and total bust. All it is IPS panels, which basically is super outdated, and it's really ugly gray-black technology, ruins night room experiences. Then you've got Samsung. I already told you they've got a lot of blooming, and when they don't have that, they just cheap out entirely and give you like the most garbage experience with no quantum dots. It's so bad that, like, honestly, your only real option is to buy an OLED. And I think when they've removed choice from you, like truly removing choice, that's when the consumer market kind of is ruined. Because it used to be, we used to have solid, inky, deep black, fantastic performing LED televisions from pretty much every manufacturer, Sony, Samsung, and LG. Well, no, LG kind of has always been pretty bad in that respect. I'll give them that. At least they're consistent, right? But at least you'd have things like really solid performance from at least Samsung and Sony. And now over the years, with them entering OLED, it's just kind of tapered off, and the direction has been all of their energy and focus from R&D or whatever being poured into these OLEDs. Well, again, no more choice for us. We basically now live in a society and in a world where if you're not comfortable with OLED, tough, because they're kind of taking over and becoming the new normal television. Unless, of course, you like entry-level budget TVs with dirty screen effect and black level issues like gray black, and you like dimness of like 500 nits to like 600 nits. You're not really looking for good upscaling. You're looking for crappy motion. Like, the laundry list goes on, and it's so dirty that they're doing this to us. And it's hard for me because I always get these requests to get a non-OLED 75-inch, 85-inch. I can't find them, guys, because I can tell you, yes, they still make those TVs, but not at quality levels. Like, they don't exist to a level where it's like, oh my God, this is like the next pinnacle of TV. Like we used to have back in the day where we would have, a Q8FN, or even, I would dare say, the Sony X90G or X950G. That was pretty solid compared to what we get now on the market. And it's just gone downhill. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if you didn't know this, OLEDs are pretty much your only option. I mean, they're making them more affordable, and they're not going to stop. You're going to have things like the LG A series, and you're going to have more brands try to answer to that sub $1,000 OLED market, because they know that a lot of people are looking to invest into, TV technology at that price point, and they are going to do everything they can to make sure that their OLED technology comes out and reigns supreme. So if you're afraid of burn-in, I think it's kind of time we all have that conversation. Like, they're not giving us a choice unless you really don't mind or are okay with taking certain compromises in terms of like black level depreciation and things like that, like things looking bad. But if you've got specific questions and you want to ask anything, any question about this particular topic, let me know down below. I'll see what I can do to help. As always, thanks for watching the #1 brand in honesty. And until the next video, I'll see you guys later.